Doing an audio check, buddy bear. Yep. That works out really well, actually. Just promoting myself real quick. Okay. Gonna refresh real quick. Good. Looks good. Alright, so let me explain. This is Gloria. This is my original character that I created. And I've raised her for... 2 years now, almost? I think I want to say 2 years. And I've been holding off going into New Game Plus 7. And I think I'm going to actually make this a new Let's Play for Dark Souls 3. For those who don't know, New Game Plus 7 is the highest possible difficulty Dark Souls 3 can do. You can go past New Game Plus 7 to New Game Plus 8, 9, and you'll get more souls, but the hardest difficulty stops at New Game Plus 7. So this will be my first time doing New Game Plus 7. Of course, it builds up, so New Game Plus 1 is harder, New Game Plus 2 is harder, 3, 4, 5, so on. But 7 is the highest health pool for any enemies, and it is also where they start using the most varying attacks, and I believe that's only because they live longer. I think they always still have the attacks that they normally do, but they usually don't live long enough in the lower levels to make it count. So right now I don't really have a plan on which ending I want to go for, so I'm gonna leave that up to chat for a good bit, because we've got a good bit of time once I start. And then for various other things, if anybody's here, I'm going to take recommendations there. I just want to make sure I've got everything I want. Sunlight Spear's fine. Cestus. Okay, so I've got the mace and the straight sword. Regen shield. Also, something to note is I did get a new TV. So it is really, really big. My TV before was about a third of the size of the TV that I currently have, to give you an idea. So I am way far back from the TV screen. I don't know if there's going to be an input lag or anything like that. This is the first game I'm streaming on it. So far it seems fine. I'm also in a new position in the room, so hopefully that doesn't affect the mic or anything, because normally I'd be at the end of my bed, and that's been considerably like the streaming spot for me. And then I thought I could probably try to use it again today, but that would be a little bit much being that close. So I am way back in the back of my bed. And we're gonna start new game +7. So let's give that a shot. So we're just gonna go right in. Yeah, if I think about it, it's gonna baffle me. Begin Journey 7. Yes. Let's see, it's a dark greatsword. I actually want the fire one. So let's use that. And again, I'm a little out of practice. I haven't played Dark Souls in a good bit. So we're going to try and get back into it. Hopefully it's fine, but you never know. I could mess up early on. Also, because of my new situation. As far as where I'm sitting. It's going to be interesting because my laptop is now in front of me, which is not the best spot for it. I don't really have a choice right now, though. And the TV is behind it, so I'm looking at the TV, but there's a corner of the screen I can't see because my laptop is there. Specifically that corner, if you couldn't tell. I think I don't have to worry because I already have the Ashen Estus Flax, so this should be fine. But yeah, getting my positioning correct and everything else, that's going to take some work. Why am I coughing? Coughing. And again, don't mind the zone enemies too much. Again, my soul level is going to be considerably high for this character. Like it's not locked down to a specific soul level. This one I'm trying to actually get to the max soul level. But yes. Also, do I have a password on or no? Good, I don't. And again, a lot of this has to do with my high soul level and experience and level and everything else. But once we get to some of the end game bosses, you're going to see some incredibly significant changes as far as their health pools. Like, you're going to see millions, if not hundreds of thousands of HP. I think the biggest offender is probably going to be Midir, for sure, in the DLC. And yes, we are going to do just about everything in the game. Every boss. Try to kill the enemies at least once. So every enemy, if possible. There may be some exceptions here and there, but it depends. Also, what rings do I have on? Oh, I have the obscuring ring. Well, that's not helping anybody, that obscuring ring. Although if I get invaded, that'll be a different story. We'll do some princess ring for now. I don't know why I'm collecting things either. I really don't have to, because I've got everything, but it's just one of those old habits. And you know what they say about old habits? They die hard. Alright, let's see if we can make that jump. I missed it. Again, I'm a little out of practice, so don't mind me. We'll redo it again. It's a good time to try and test that out. I don't think there's anybody over there. That's only in the dark realm. But yeah, if you have any questions about New Game Plus 7 or Dark Souls or anything like that, do feel free to ask. I've done a couple of playthroughs with a few varying characters and all that fun stuff, so anything you'd like to know, it's all good. If you're just here to watch me die, I believe I do have a death counter. If you do exclamation point death in the chat, I will have to test that, but I don't really want to try and test that unless I actually die. So, we'll see. A divine spear of all things. Also, something I just noticed with this fight, even though I've got a Chaos Greatsword, it did not light him on fire once. Little terrifying. I really need to stop collecting things, but at the same time, I cannot help it. Like, this is OCD to the max. If I see something glowy or shiny, I'm just going to be like, yep, go get it. I had the same problem in Code Vein that I didn't get over until, like, the last run. Because I was like, alright, there's no point in me collecting any of the items. I've already got everything. I don't need everything anymore. Just like, ah... And that was kind of nice that it keeps any characters that you unlocked at the vestiges in Code Vein. I just realized because my sitting position's changed, the way my sinuses drain is a little wonky, so you hear me sniffing a lot, that's why. And again, if you see me looking like I'm making amateur mistakes, you have to understand I cannot see most of the corner of my screen right now at the moment. It's not by choice, it's just how it has to be for the moment. Actually, I just thought about it. I can look at my stream and see the weapons and everything else that I've got, but it's just on a delay. That's fine. His weapon will come back next time. It's not like I need the Uchi Katana either. Just wanted him gone. Again, you have no idea why I'm collecting these. I don't need them. Don't need any of it. You know, I didn't check and see if I needed more arrows, but you know what? I'm going to live with that decision. I'm going to assume that past me knew what he was doing. That's probably a bad idea, but still.
Williams, but then what asked?
It's lit, fam. I'm going to talk to the old hag, although I don't know if she sells the key right now. Normally I wouldn't, just for the lulz, but I just want to get the tower done now. Firelink. Right off the bat.
Ashen 1.
Be sure to bring me more souls, I know. More fackin' souls. There's a little man up there, but I don't need to talk to him. And normally I'd say I'm not going to count, like, fall deaths or anything else like that, but at this point, who cares? And the reason I normally hold off on this is because I don't want to get the soul early or anything like that, but it's fine. Well, let's see if that command works. Oh, I need to add the death plus. Got it. That's fine. Oh yeah, I didn't rest at the other one. Oops. We'll go ahead and do that real quick. I'm not going to ember until we get through this whole mess first. Let's do this over here real quick. Because it's just easier to do this. And then come back up later. Pickle pea, pumperum.
You.
Me. Pickle pea, pumperum. Oh, there's the Uchikatana. Well, we're going to come out that door in a minute anyway, so it's fine. Yeah, so this wraps back around, which is what I wanted. Get to hear my nose goo being nose goo. Oh, that's not fair. Like, I nailed that landing. I don't know what it is about that jump. I really don't. Don't think there was anything over there, so that's fine. I don't know how many tries this is going to take, but it's probably going to be a few. What do you mean? Am I just not making the jump, or like it's a slip? Because I'm hitting the ledge, right? And every time I mess it up. Like, there has never been a time I've gotten that jump first try. In all the times I've played this game, and I don't know why. I have no clue. It's not like I really need anything down there. It just annoys me that that door is locked. Because, like, I could totally just skip it and come back for later, but it's just like, no, let me do it now. I've also got to go back and get that silver serpent ring, even though I've already got, like, 5 different ones and a +3 and a +2, but because it's sitting there, I want to get it. My OCD will not let me do it. Will not let me just have it sit there. Alright, let's try this again. It must be because I'm hitting the wall. It has to be because I'm hitting the wall. Like, if you'll see it, I'm nicking the left-hand wall. And I think that's what's doing it. I don't know why, but I am hitting the ledge. It just doesn't stick the landing. See, now this became a really in-depth analysis about an easy jump that I should be making like 5 times from now, and or I mean 5 times before now, but you know, that one jump. I don't even want what's there. I think it's like the Firekeeper garment or something. Like, I don't even want it. I've got 6 sets already. But it bugs me. Alright. Try and go down, huh? See, I hit it every time. Okay. I'm trying to think if there's an easier way for me to do that. I'm trying to think if there's something I can do. And it's like, not without, like, hover boots or something like that, but I don't have those, so. This isn't Zelda, although I wish it were, because I could make that jump then. Oh, fog gate. Oh, fog gate. You know what's going to make me cry is we'll probably get a seed of the giant tree before I make that jump. Although I think it has to do with how far you get in the game and not necessarily how much time goes by. But maybe it is based on a real-world timer. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure on the numbers behind the tree there. I know. I'm working on it. You just want to see me die, I know.
Oh no.
Yeah, every time. I don't know what it is. I can't seem to not hook it. I always hook to the left into the wall, and I need to stop. Like, this'll be like the hour stream. This will be the stream where I just simply keep trying this jump, and then when I finally make it, I'll be like, all right, and that was the Dark Souls 3 stream. Oh boy. And to think, I wanted to put this up on my channel. To think that's what I wanted to do. I was like, yeah, this will be fine. I'll make it the first couple of times. Nope. I failed every time. Down?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. I've really got to get this now.
Down.
There we go. Okay. Whew. Again, what? How is that different from what I was doing? The only difference was that I didn't hit the sidewall. And that's it. Like, it makes no sense why I was slipping off before. Get my free Uchi. Oh, yeah, I forgot about Master's Clothes. Again, I don't need any of this crap. I need none of it. I already have it from the other games. Put me down. So, Death the Kid on my right here, he's like, yeah, down. Yeah, keep falling down. I think we're done with down. Actually, I need to go up one more time because we still have to get that Silver Serpent Ring, which is not hard to get. So, especially since I unlocked the door early because I'm cool like that. We're going to leave the cat ring on just in case I do something silly. But it's fine. I don't think there's anything up there. Yeah. You, me. Pickle pea, pumperum, pumperum. See this? No sweat. That one jump. Don't need that ring either. I got the +3 variant. There's no reason for me to have it. So, oh well. Anyway, continuing on. Now we're going to end up in invasion territory. And I do want to ember up. I'm not going to Witch's Finger right now, but if chat decides that they want me to use the Witch's Finger, I most certainly will. We're just going to continue on like normal, embered, in most cases, so I can summon and or be invaded at all times. But Witch's Finger would reset the invasion timer to 0 permanently. At least in most cases. Unless I've already been invaded by somebody before. But normally all that means is if somebody dies or it tries to invade me and they come back, they can do it right away. And that there's no cooldown on the next invasion.
There is.
I'm dying. And not just in the game. Alright. Ooh, Thrall Hood. Also, if there are any weapons or abilities or anything else like that you want to see, by all means, let me know. I have plenty of variations of weaponry, as you can see. And most of them are at least level 9, if not level 10, which is the max level. +5 for boss weapons, but I'll know which ones are boss weapons. Otherwise, I'll just stick with my standards, but I am taking recommendations as they come along. Like, if you want a katana, fine. If you want a hammer, fine. We've got hammers. We've got spears. We've got axes, we've got pole arms and halberds. We got scythes, which I love. We've got whips. Not exactly my specialty, those whips, but, you know, I'll give it a shot at least 1 or 2 times. The other hand weapons are like the talons and the claws. Bows, I usually leave as non-combat specific. They're mostly just for long distance purposes or tools. There is going to be an enemy that I will fight that I will use a bow, but I don't use bows normally for combat. Actually, I might as well have the Chaos Greatsword for a while. I was like, do I want the Dark or do I want Chaos? But again, I'm taking recommendations. So if anybody has a alternate that they want to see or anything like that, do let me know. Rest real quick. And that was just to regain my MP or my FP, which are the blue focus point meter you see there. The red is obviously my health, and the green is my stamina consumption for different abilities such as running, rolling, attacking, all that sort of stuff. So if I do anything special, it takes stamina. If I do anything magical or a special ability, that takes FP and stamina. Also, I got hit by that dog way too many times. Now I'm going to do something I wouldn't recommend, which is let Grieg. Well, I got invaded. Hi, Grieg. Alright, if you're just going to swing right off the bat. And you're fat rolling. I don't know why you came over here trying to invade me with a fat roll build. Oh. I didn't even see that I summoned in a blue, let alone anything else. Anyway, that was fine. But that was an invader. For those who don't know how the invasion system works, basically, if anybody's in the area at a similar soul level, they can invade and try and kill me. The blue there was a helper. I honestly didn't expect to get one, to be quite honest, but for whatever reason, I got one. Yes, I let this transformation happen. Even though I did fire burst you. There we go. Because my sword, or this particular great sword, is infused with Chaos, which Chaos is a Fire Dark variant, which is leveled up with Intelligence and Faith. Just like Dark, except it's a Fire. So it's basically Super Fire. Fire itself is also not bad, but it doesn't scale with anything, so I prefer Chaos. And I'm not going to get into the specifics of scaling, just know that certain abilities or certain stats on my character make things more or less powerful, depending on how much I have. Why was that boy fat rolling? That's my question. I'm still baffled by that. So, first he starts swinging at me, which, you know what, that's fine. That was my fault for letting him do it. And then, when I swing back at him, he's trying to guard, but then I break his guard twice. And I'm just like, why on earth? Again, you'll have to forgive me. I'm doing some things in the background here. All right, there we go. So I'm just I'm a little baffled. I don't know why. I don't know why they would pick a fight and then try to roll away only to end up getting crushed. It just doesn't make sense. Like, if you're going to do that build, fine. Just go full aggro, though. Like, he backed off. The second I started swinging back, he backed the hell off. Which was the first mistake, especially as an invader. It's like, once you have the advantage, you press. You press on that hard. And again, I have no problem putting the witch's finger back on. Like, none at all. I would absolutely love to just have a mess of enemies and summons and everything else in the area. But, again, I'm trying to make this a little bit simpler for myself coming back to the game. But if somebody really wants it, I will most certainly do that. So, I do plan to post this video on my YouTube channel, only because I haven't posted anything in the last 3 weeks. Again, I've been playing Halo and that sort of thing lately, getting through that playlist and everything, but I didn't feel like redoing Halo as far as the game and doing those playlists would qualify as being worthy for LP purposes, because I've already done like the official LP and everything else like that. And I could do a legendary run LP, of course, but I don't feel like I want to do that unless I'm doing Lasso, which is legendary all skulls. But I would definitely need help for that, and I would need more than a few people to stick to their guns and do this for a couple of nights. And right now, I don't have anybody on Xbox One that's willing to do that, or that has the ability to do that. So, it may not happen, but that's fine. Because the alternative is relying on random people, but I don't really think that'll work. Especially for campaign, like, you can't really just join a random campaign. At least as far as I know. But that would be nice, you know? It's like, hey, here's what I want to do. Is there anybody willing to do it? Put that in a playlist and then go from there. Or at least make that cross-play for all platforms, because I'll take some PC players to help me with a campaign. I'm not going to lie. As long as they aren't shooting me. Although, knowing my luck, they would. Again, most of these items I'm not going to do a damn thing with. Like, no joke. I'm probably not going to use half of them. Watch out for the wyvern. Actually, it's not a wyvern. It's, what is that? It's a drake? I think it's a drake. And yes, wyverns, drakes, and dragons, they're all different creatures in this game, so if you're unfamiliar with that, then yes, they are all different. They are all different beasts. Nah, I'll just kill the mimic. It's fine. Why is there... Oh. What was that? Dead wolf? Again, I'm getting notifications from Discord. Anyway, this, my friends, is a mimic. If you're unfamiliar with mimics, they are terrifying creatures. If we stare at it long enough, you're going to notice the lid will do something. There you go. The other way to tell is obviously the chain. If the chain looks like this and is not curled up, we know it's a mimic. And they are disgusting, horrible creatures. Don't feel bad about killing them. However, it's really, really, really hilarious to trick your friends into opening a treasure chest. Be like, yeah, just grab that item. It's the first chest in the game. Go ahead and grab it. And then just watch them get eaten. Now, granted, should you do that? Probably not. But it's funny all the same. Does Knight aggro me? Not yet, he doesn't. Also, if you're wondering why I'm able to sneak up on these enemies a lot easier, this ring right here, the Slumbering Dragon Crest ring, basically makes it to where nobody can hear me. My footsteps are silent. Enemies in this game are sound-based, so if they can't hear your footsteps, they will not turn around and aggro you. Obviously, if they see you, they'll still aggro you, but turning around to aggro you is not going to be a thing if they can't hear your footsteps. So anybody looking at me, obviously they're going to try and attack, but anybody who can't see me or heal me, they don't have a chance. And again, yes, most enemies in this game are completely sound-based. I don't know. Alright, we're going to take care of our lovely friend the Drake here, but before we do that, go ahead and activate the bonfire, thank you, just in case things go to hell. And watch me get invaded while I'm trying to set this up. Okay, got quite a few, Oh shit. Ah! And the answer is yes, I knew that was going to happen, but I wanted to see how long it took. So you can't actually kill this Drake, but you can get it to a low enough health point to where it will go away, which is what we want, because it will always stay away after that. Where the hell did that one go? And again, if this is your first time coming through this area, I would just leave the Drake alone for a while until you have arrows to use. Because until you have them, there's no point in attacking. But there is a section up by the first gate, but you'll need Estus for it, so there's no reason to try and get it early. Unless you really want the weapon that's there, but I don't ever particularly care about it. I think it's the Claymore. Oh, I'm out of FP. I was like, wait, why are my arrows not doing more damage? It's like, no FP, no damage. Okay, he's almost there. I know this looks like it takes an agonizing amount of time, but it'll save me so much trouble in the long run, it's not even funny. And you'll know when he's about to leave when I get an item mysteriously. There we go. And actually really surprised I didn't get invaded that whole time. But now that Drake is gone forever. So that Drake will never come back, no matter how many times I die. No bonfire resets for it. It's gone. Ooh. Alright, alright. I see you. Also, you're going to see that technique where I delay the second strike for PvP if it ever happens again. The reason for that is because most people, when they do the swing of the Greatsword, which is an Ultra Greatsword, by the way. So this is the Greatsword, Ultra Greatsword, which I know is confusing as hell. But it's one of the heaviest sword types in the game, or one of the heaviest weapon types in the game. I think the only thing that actually beats it is like Ultra Hammers. Or Great Hammers. But they're super slow to swing. But the thing about Ultra Great Swords versus a Great Sword or a normal straight sword is that you have a delay on the second strike. Where if you don't want to activate it right away, you can just let it sit there. And a lot of people, when they do PvP, they're always expecting the instant second strike, so they know how to avoid it, and they've got that timing down. But they don't know that if you delay that second strike, they'll come into range again and get hit, which is a guaranteed 2-hit combo. So, again, it's hard to explain, but if it happens, I'll show you when it happens. The invasion before was not a good show of that particular skill. Is there any reason we... No. Not without Grey Rat's key. I guess I'll come back. Hey, fellas. Ow. Also, there are parries and riposts in this game. Ultra Great Swords, Ultra Hammers, and there are some other specialty weapons, I believe. Cannot be parried because they are so slow, but anything else pretty much can. So, whips cannot. I know that. Bows, obviously, they can't be parried. And again, you're probably wondering, why do I let those guys transform? And the reason is because the first time that you beat them, they always drop a Titanite shard. And normally, I don't care because I've already got the weapons upgraded anyway. But again, my OCD will not let me just say, hey, you know what? That thing has an item, but you don't need it. Don't worry about it. Just let it sit there. Because then there's this white mark on my screen where I'm just looking at it like, And it was sort of the same today. So, I don't know who all's in chat, but that's fine. So today, I was playing VR chat with a couple of people that I moderate for. Beeve and Leafeons were there. So if you're not familiar with them, please feel free to follow Vecchio, twitch.tv/Leafeons, twitch.tv/KoyoRed. I moderate for all of them, but I was climbing a mountain with Beeve, and again, part of it was, oh yeah, well, we could just stop halfway or something like that. And in my mind, I was like, all right, listen, if I don't climb this whole thing today, I'm going to throw a goddamn fit. Because I know if I just jump down at the halfway mark or anything like that, I'm going to be like, oh, I should have just climbed it. Should have just climbed. So I can't. It's just an instinct in me where it's just like, I cannot just leave it half done. I cannot do that. It hurts me too much. Granted, there was a... So, let me explain too. Because in that particular map, I don't know if he'll actually upload it or not, but that would be funny if he did. You can get to the moon, which is 3 times the height of that mountain. But the mountain itself was an ending point in my mind, and that works for me. Going to the moon, I didn't see like anything going up right away or anything like that, so I just sort of said, alright, you know what? That's fine. I don't need to go to the moon, because I don't see a way up to the moon. Because otherwise I probably would have still stuck in the world and been like, alright, yep, we're going to go do that now. Again, that's no one's fault. That's not his fault. That's not anybody else's fault. But it's just one of those things where it's like, I know if I didn't do it, I know if I didn't climb that goddamn mountain, when would I ever? And I'd always feel terrible about it. I'd just be like, alright, if it's not now, when? When am I going to do that? When the fuck am I ever going to climb this mountain again? We'll mix up the weapons for a bit. Good swing. So now I'm using a mace. So the mace has a really good ability, which is called Perseverance. Basically what that means is when I activate it, I cannot be hit out of my attack animations, or my actions cannot be stopped. I can still be hit, but I take less damage during that time, and I can't be stun locked out of something. So, for example, if somebody's swinging and swinging and swinging, I could get stun locked, but if I have Perseverance going on, I can just swing back. At least for a few seconds. It only lasts like 3 seconds, so it's not a significant amount of time. But when you're in the middle of a fight, that is going to save your butt more often than not. It's like being able to take a hit and then counter is going to do way more for you than you think. Again, there's no reason for me to get the broadsword because I've already got a better sword anyway. But it would just be sitting there, and that would bother me. Actually, do I have standard firebombs or just the black firebombs? I guess black firebomb will work. We'll use that here in a second. And again, I think Death the Kid has finally fallen asleep. He got a little bored with what I was doing, but that's fine. He needed to go to sleep anyway. It was getting late. And yes, if you don't know, Death the Kid is my child. So yes, I am a dad. That is canonic. So if you were not familiar with that idea, I most certainly am a father. I missed. Somehow the drop attack did not work. And I just got whacked. Oh, I need to go up the stairs. Okay, I'm a little surprised that didn't do more damage, but you know what? I'll take it. I'm on the wrong floor. How did I do that? Wrecked him. Oh, where'd he go? Did he drop? Yeah, there he is. So yeah, I always found it hilarious that the first chest in Dark Souls 3 is actually a mimic and not a chest. Because it makes you not trust chests right from the very start. Which means you could pretty much have a player that never opened a chest in the entire game of Dark Souls 3. And I just find that funny. It's like, there is probably a player out there that's like, nope, that first chest ate me, I'm not opening anymore. That stings, you know. Also, I've got to be careful where I swing this because... let me just show this off. These barrels over here, they blow up. What? Okay, there we go. I was about to say. That one hit should have hit it, but I guess not today. Right, okay. Cell key. So before... No, I guess I can drop down because the ladder will take me all the way back up. I might as well just keep going down. I was like, I should probably go up now, but no, there's no reason. I can just drop down now and do that fight and then go back up and get my boy Grey Rat and all that good stuff. Also, I don't know why I'm rolling into those things. There's nothing in them, but... Again, that's also part of the OCD. Again, it's not like I've been officially diagnosed with OCD, but I do know that there are certain things in my life where if I do not do them, I will go absolutely bonkers. So by no means has it been officially diagnosed. I don't take medicine for it or anything, but I know for a fact what my body and what my mind will do. Why am I stuck here? Damn it. This is like a bad spot for me to be. Like, I was trapped 10 times over in there. Remember what I was saying about perseverance? No. So that was perseverance. Basically, I could take those hits and then hit him back. And that's really all I needed there. Let's see. I think I got all the items here. The elevator wouldn't take me to the right spot, so that's fine. Okay, that was a Leafy's Discord. Oh. Hey, Fred. Bye, Fred. Alright. So everything up to this point has been killed. So the way bonfires work in this game is if you rest at them, the enemies will come back. You'll get all your Estus and your health and everything else back, like your FP and stuff. And it will also replenish your items, but the enemies will also respawn. So if I don't rest at a bonfire, I can still light them, but if I don't rest at them, I don't have to worry about the enemies being back yet. That also applies if I die. So if I had died at any point, the enemies would respawn again. What the heckle? I don't know what Blue's doing. Blue's going crazy. Oh boy, Blue. Oh, right. He can't hear me, so he won't throw it. He can see me now, though. Also, it's really dangerous to swing around a fire sword against exploding barrels because a fire-infused sword will cause the barrels to explode. However, I am kind of an idiot in that way, and I felt like taking the risk. I think there's anything over here. I think I always do this and check, but there's never anything there. Got that cell key used. Hey, Grey Rat.
I'll be out. Then I am doing.
And he goes back to Firelink Shrine. We won't need him, or need to talk to him until later. I still have the sniffles. So you'll have to forgive me for that. So the only thing we really have left to do right now is activate the shortcut and beat a boss. I could technically beat 2 bosses, but I don't really want to do the dancer right now. Just not my idea of a fun time right at the moment. Not that the dancer's hard or anything for me at this point, but I don't want to start a whole NPC chain in that direction because it'll cause problems later on the line. Not big ones by any means, but it could mess things up. But yes, if there's a certain quest line or something like that, or a certain ending that you're looking for, and I'm just going to tell you this. If you're not sure which ending you want to see, there's a bad ending, which is the worst outcome ending. It's not bad per se as far as like the plot line is concerned, but it's bad in my mind as far as what the results are. So bad results ending, neutral result ending, or the best result ending. So obviously if I phrase it that way, people are going to be like, well, why wouldn't you just go for the best result? And the answer is because you kind of need to see all the endings to understand. But if you're new to the game, I don't want to really give anything away. The best ending requires a lot of setup. And the bad ending requires no setup, basically. As long as you're not, like, really mucking it up by doing the correct thing for the best ending. But I know how to avoid that. And then the neutral ending is also pretty simple to get. It's not too hard. No matter what scenario you're on, you can always get the neutral ending. So that's not hard by many means. But yes, if you need more context or anything like that, do ask. Because I am taking recommendations. Because I've seen them all. Again, this is New Game Plus 7. This is not New Game Plus 1 or New Game altogether. This is New Game Plus 7. I've been through the entire game 7 times. with this one character. Not just so it's not just 7 times because I have multiple characters. I've gone through the game at least 10 times with every other character, but this is the one character that's been 7 times. I did a Leafeon's character, which is still in my roster. I did a male character just because I wanted to have one, and that's a locked soul level 150. And then Leafeon's is locked at level 120, which is the standard PvP soul level, at least according to the Dark Souls lords, which, you know, is not actually a thing. But just one of those things where I do have characters that I've created. I could also do a soul level 1 run, but I'm not exactly looking forward to that possibility as far as a Dark Souls run. Where I never level up, I rely completely on leveling up my weapons and equipment. My stamina and my health stay the same the whole game through, all that fun crap. Not looking forward to it as a concept, but I would most certainly try it with enough support behind it. And I'm not just talking 1 or 2 people, I'm talking at least like 20. Because it's just like, alright, if there's 20 of you and you're all willing to watch me do this bullshit, fine. But if it's just like 1 of you, I'm just like, no. No way. Not a chance. Ow. Not the way I wanted to do this fight. So that was a guard break riposte. So when his arm went flailing up in the air, that was me taking advantage of him and getting the riposte. Alright, I've got 2 Estus flasks, which isn't bad. The boss I'm going into probably won't even need 1, let alone 2, but I normally have 13? Yeah, 13 Estus flasks or so. Or was it... Oh, I got a Lothric Knight Sword. A Lothric Knight Sword this early is not a bad drop. That is a really good weapon. It is actually this weapon right here. It's one of the highest potential damaging weapons, just based on how quickly you can use it. You will see it a lot in PvP or as a chase down weapon. So it's all good, but it's not bad. We're gonna go talk to the old woman real quick. So if you're not familiar with Dark Souls, this will eventually be another boss room. I could technically trigger the boss now, but we're not going to. So we're going to go back down the stairs. Hopefully not die to the... Well, so the other boss is technically the first boss, but I don't really like to count the starter boss as being the first boss, because it doesn't seem right in my mind. So I always count Vort as the first. Because the starter boss is like, whatever, you know? Like, it's not a big deal. Drop attack. One of the highest damaging moves you can possibly do. And if you play For Honor, it's a one-hit kill. We'll summon Swordmaster. So Swordmaster and Albert up in the top there are both NPCs. If I'd seen anybody else, I would have most certainly gone for them, but nobody was there. It's fine. And we'll let the cutscene run. Hopefully the audio is okay. I don't know if it's too loud or too soft. That was a bad hit. Ooh, that shoulder charge. Forgot all about it. Ooh, I was just out of range of that. Alright. Cool. Fort down. Go ahead and light it up. And again, if you have a preference on the ending or the quest that I'm going for, now's the time. Again, you still have a little bit of time for sure, but I would prefer to do it now versus later, because I kind of expected this to take a little bit longer, but an hour is not bad. Like, it's not the fastest by any means. And basically, I'll give you the rundown on what's going to happen. I can either enlist the help of somebody, or I can kill them. So, the answer is, should I let them live, or should I kill them right away? And that'll basically set up the rest of the game from that point on. Now, I can enlist them and then kill them back at the shrine, but it just feels better to do it right off the bat than give them a false sense of hope, you know? And obviously, I have my own preferences on that, but it's fine. I guess I'm making that decision on my own. And that's fine. That's perfectly okay. Okay, I do have it on. That was me checking to make sure I did have it on. You get the dogs now versus later.
Please. That should be. I was. Oh, I.
So I'm thinking, you know what? Could probably call it about here for at least tonight. Mostly because I'm trying to get used to this new setup. And this is for Let's Play purposes and all that fun stuff. Not being invaded currently. Again, I would like to start earlier so that more people are awake when that happens. Trying to think, is there anything I'm forgetting? I think not. But anyway. So for right now, I'm going to call it there. Because otherwise I would trigger the part that would basically lock me into a bad time if I did it wrong. And like somebody decided to change their mind later. So I'm going to let the comment section on the YouTube channel for this video and everything else determine what they would like to happen. So Yol, which was the pilgrim back there, is the guy I sent back to Firelink Shrine. Should he live or should he die? And this will hold up until the next stream. I don't know if it'll be the 31st or not, but we'll give that a shot. And if not, we will see you in 2020, because we are streaming on December 30th, 2019. So, if you have suggestions, or if you have a ending that you want me to go for, or if you have any requests, now's the time. Now is the time to get that out there and known and said, because I've done them all. I just need to know what we're doing for this time, because otherwise I'm just gonna go with what I feel like I should do, but it's only because it's my favorite, not necessarily because I want to do it that way, just because it's the way I want to do it for my character and for myself, as far as where I want the storyline to go. But let's say you hate the character. If you want me to go for the bad ending, tell me you want me to go for the bad ending. I don't care. That's all fine. It's not going to hurt anything in the long run. And I don't have any problems with that. So, thank you all for watching. Thank you all for being here. This was a shorter stream, so I do apologize for that. I thought the first couple of areas would take a little bit longer, but again, hour and a half. That's not bad. We are now in the Undead Village, so this is where we want to figure out what we're doing as far as our New Game Plus 7 playthrough. We haven't really been able to show off like the strengths or weaknesses of certain bosses as of yet, but they are the hardest possible boss levels they could be. They have the highest health pools, the highest stamina pools, all that fun stuff. So yes, it will affect their health pools, especially later on. For right now, it doesn't seem like it, but this is not the hardest area of the game. It's just getting you started. And I've played this many a time, so I'm making it look way easier than it should be. And I have way more Estus to use, so that's also a thing to consider. Because I used most of it getting to that first boss, if you didn't notice. But anyway, thank you all for being here. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate it. And have a good night.